That looks weird. That looks different.
Well, that's what it looks like. Okay. All right. So
Has some
I'm trying
technical
to
problems.
create new things. Oh, I think I moved that text box over. That's why.
Oh.
So now you see I'm on this side
Versus
the
that
other
side, but you see them separately as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Welcome to another Woods Report. So, not a lot going on. See, you always say I say a lot going on, but it's not.
Follow up on one story or two.
Yeah. The big thing they keep talking about is this fire. They've been talking about this fire in Canada, and it's affecting the people in New York and Philly and all of that. And they telling them they not to go outside and all this stuff.
It's that bad.
They said
and they're close to it's nowhere we traveled in Canada, that part of Canada, eastern near New York.
Yeah.
But that just shows you that you can be thinking you're distance from a city or another country,
a whole another country,
and a situation there can mess your area up.
That shows you. That's why I'm saying how we treat Mexico.
Yeah,
we right next to Mexico.
Right next to Mexico.
So everybody chill with the Mexico thing. What was that movie? We was trying to get to Mexico. Remember it was some kind of meteor or something coming to America, and Americans was trying to cross the border into Mexico.
What movie is this?
It was.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and they was not. They wasn't let us in. They was doing how we do there. I forgot what movie that is.
If y'all remember that movie, was probably thinking along.
If y'all remember what movie that is, comment down below. But it was a movie. I can't remember, but we was trying to escape America and go to Mexico because some kind of meteor or something was coming to get us.
Okay.
And they was acting. They wasn't letting us come through the border and stuff.
I don't know what movie that was, but that would be scary if that happened because they would treat us the way we've been treating them.
Right.
Yeah.
So I thought that was funny. But let's see who said hi. Let's see. Emerald.
No, senor.
Emerald says, "Hey, ladies." Hey. And Scooby Doo says,
"Sorry, we're late. We had technical problems."
Scooby Doo says, "Hi, everyone."
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we'll go right to that. That's what it looked like.
That's what it looks like, and it's how distant. I mean, I'm thinking when we went to that area of Canada via cruise. It seemed distant from New York. Like it would be right close to, you know how we were saying how Detroit is so close Canada. To that part of Canada. You would kind of think, if something happened in that city in Canada near Detroit, it would definitely affect the air.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking where Canada's fire is all the way in New York.
Well, it says, I'm reading here on Fox Weather, New York City set a record Wednesday for the worst air quality the city has ever seen on record. One of the many cities in the eastern U.S. being affected by the wildfire smoke from Canada. So more than when the towers fell?
It wasn't a fire.
But remember, it was all in the air.
But it wasn't a fire.
Wow.
And I think fire, smoke, it travels.
That's bad. If it's worse than when the towers fell.
Yeah.
It says visibility in the Big Apple dropped in a half mile to a half mile as Manhattan skyscrapers became dense smoke, blotting out the sun and leaving a surreal sight on what should have been somewhat of a sunny day. Residents reported smells like campfire, and the smoke thickened. The thick smoke caused issues for travelers at some of the nation's busiest airports, including Philadelphia and the major airports in New York City. The smoke also caused Yankees-White Sox game in New York City and the Phillies-Detroit Tigers match in Philadelphia to be postponed.
Wow.
The delays and cancellations are due to the thick wildfire smoke from Canada, which has put more than 100 million Americans under an air quality alert and leaving an what is that word?
Where?
Like
apocalyptic
scene across major cities in the Northeast.
I'm wondering if there's anything we can do to help, because do they not have enough firefighters to get it out?
Well, they just says a haze blankets other cities in Philadelphia and Washington as the wildfire smoke from multiple blazes burns and invades the northern skies. Of the 400 plus wildfires burning, right now in Canada, the ones in Quebec are affecting New York City the most. So they having really
I'm
bad
thinking
fires.
It's another country, I get it. But I know here in this country, if there's wildfires going on where it's really affecting the areas and nearby, we would send firefighters from other areas to go help.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they went.
So I'm thinking they need to quickly.
Okay, so it says what to do when wildfire smoke smothers your area and how to keep your home air safe or whatever. The harmful nature of the wildfire smoke comes from they tell them where it's come from. People most at risk from wildfire smoke are people with lung diseases, such as asthma and heart disease, older adults, children, and expectant mothers, according to the CDC. However, wildfire smoke can be harmful to everyone. Wildfires can be dangerous to your health, even if you're nowhere near it. Wow. Here are some tips. Prevent wildfire smoke from entering your home and your car. During a wildfire smoke, local officials may advise residents who have not been evacuated to stay indoors and limit their exposure to the poor outdoor air. If you're one that uses windows, air conditioning unit, don't turn on your AC. Say that when it's over 90-something degrees.
I know.
When you're driving in your car, recycle your air.
Okay.
The bottom with the arrow. Remember, that's that one that it just keeps the same
arrows
air
in a circle.
Remember, everybody used to go, what is that for?
I know.
You just recycling the air that's inside.
Oh.
Because you don't want to bring the air from outside
into your car.
Yeah.
Okay.
EPA provides the following advice to how to reduce amount of smoke that enters your home. Keep your windows and doors closed, obviously. To stay cool while windows are closed, use fans. If need be, seek shelter somewhere else if you're too hot.
Remember you were saying in your prepping that a situation can come up when we would need those masks.
I said it would be a situation.
You said we.
How many times do I keep saying stuff?
We need to have masks in our homes because it could even be a gas leak.
You have to have
something major where we can't breathe.
You see how we keep getting these little warnings that God is saying, prepare, prepare, prepare. And I keep telling y'all, food, you need to prepare for you need to prepare as if you had to shelter in place in your home. Sealed off,
weeks.
Windows sealed off. All of that. How would you survive if you had to seal your windows off? If it's hot outside, how are you going to survive? That's why I was looking into ways to cool your house even without your air conditioning.
Without the AC.
There's homemade air conditioning devices that people make with their coolers. There's different things, and you can make ice with ice machine. You can use a generator. You can need a solar generator that could be on the inside of your house. That you don't have to worry about being outside. It doesn't run with gas that you can't put on the inside.
And you even said if you're in the car, if you're stuck in the car.
If you're stuck in the car, there's
have something in a bag or something to have all these little items.
So you should be prepared winter and summer. In the wintertime, how do you stay? The people that was in Washington, New York, Buffalo, froze to death on the highway, stuck there for over 24 hours.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
So I don't know how many times I got to say this.
Prepping. It's really important.
If you have an HVAC system with fresh air intake, set the system to recirculate mode so that you just recirculating the air inside. Again, not pulling outside.
Okay.
Seal off your window, your air conditioner. You know that. I would just take my air conditioner out if I could. If not, seal it. Okay. Seal off your portable air conditioners if you have a portable one. That's the ones with just the one little hose that goes outside. Avoid using an evaporative cooler. Evaporator coolers can bring in smoke from the outside. Ooh. And if you live in a big apartment building like New York, most of these people, be fine with your AC running. The folks in upstate New York that might have an AC unit in their window, that's going to be a little different. But if you got central air or whatever, just stick with that.
Be a little safer.
Suggest putting a wet towel at the bottom of your window seal. The smoke that's trying to get into your house is going to be absorbed by that wet towel. Okay. And keep levels low. So again, I mean, I don't know how many times to keep saying
I don't
this.
hear in the news people's haven't
senior citizens going through a lot right now.
People with asthma, like they saying,
that can't breathe. See. So that's all I'm saying is that just make sure that you prepare.
Because of some wildfire.
A wildfire.
From another country.
But you see how vulnerable we are? Like we have all this technology, but yet we're vulnerable. If one major thing hit or something, it can be catastrophic for us. Now, on the other side, people would say if there was AI machines, they'd go out and clean the air up.
Yeah.
You just release all these millions of AIs out there, and they'll like, just go in and suck in all the
in
fire.
The movie. I wish we were like your Wakanda, where they had that dome. It was it covered them from things coming at them.
That's AI.
Wow.
See, if we was under AI, you're right. It would just inflate the dome and then clean the air that's on the inside, and then everything else would be fine. Everybody be living under the dome for a while. Oh. But then you give up. Now what if the dome attacks you? See what I'm saying?
Hack in the system.
Yeah, now you're trapped in the dome. So it's you want AI, but then you don't want AI. No. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want it to be able to do brain surgery, but then what is the cost?
One little glitch.
Or what's the cost of that?
Knock it off.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
There's a price that you got to pay for all of that. So, everybody's saying hi to everybody. Scooby-Doo says hello, everyone.
Hello.
All right. Hey, y'all. Hey, Emerald. Hey, Scooby. Okay. All right, y'all. So that's just another thing of telling everybody to prepare. Make sure you have enough food in your house. Make sure you have enough bottled water. If you need even without bottled water, you need some kind of water filtering system. Just even if it's one of them Brita things, something you need something that filters water,
that clears that water out.
Because if you have to go out and again, this is a warning to us. I kept telling you we need to get a mask, at least one of those really high tech masks. I said that. I said because what if somebody has to go outside?
Do they cost a lot?
Like $100 some. It's a lot for me. That's a lot for a mask. But your little COVID mask ain't gonna do nothing.
Okay. Ooh.
At least one in the house. So that somebody, if they got to go outside, just like those doomsday movies and those suits that the CDC wear and a mask and go outside and do something.
You can come against anything that comes at you because you'll be covered.
And then the bottom line is Jesus. That's it.
That's it.
I mean, come on.
That's the foundation.
I mean, that's worst case scenario. We just gonna have to be like, Lord, you're gonna have to. My mother said that's the first line.
That's true.
But he also tells us to prepare, Mom. Yeah. So we watch as well as pray. So
okay.
All right. Speaking of watching as well as pray.
Well, this story, we're going into politics. They talked briefly on The View. The View was ugly today. Sunny was ugly today.
She ugly every day.
No, she was real ugly today because I looked at a lot of...
Scooby-Doo says, when we have many fires in California, I have asthma, and the few times the ash fell our way, I stayed inside and breathed through a wet towel. Wow.
Scooby-Doo, when we had a trip in Puerto Rico, I couldn't even come out.
You couldn't breathe.
During the day. It was so humid, I couldn't breathe.
You couldn't breathe.
We couldn't come out to enjoy the island, enjoy the area.
We did later on.
Until later.
Yeah.
So I hear you on the asthma because I have slight asthma.
And then when you got your chemo, you came outside.
Oh my God.
The first day you got the chemo. So if anybody's a cancer patient, you got chemo.
When you say when you have side effects?
When the first day you got
the chemo side effects, it's that that causes neuropathy in your feet and stuff where it feels cold. You can't touch anything cold. Your hands will just get hurt. That was in my breathing. I would breathe cold and I couldn't breathe and I had an attack and they had to rush me to the emergency because I got scared.
Right. She walked outside and she couldn't breathe.
I breathed. It was during October, December, October, November time.
And you couldn't breathe.
Oh my God. That's
so
scary.
Not being able to breathe is horrible. So can you imagine living in New York right now and Philadelphia and all these places and you can't breathe? You already claustrophobic in that big city already.
Between not being able to breathe or choking, I don't even know which is worse. Because I was choking one time and you came to help me and gave me the
hammock.
Yeah. So I don't even know. But breathing scares me because you're thinking.
Both of them is bad.
They both are bad. But yeah. So I get you on that. But today I was just saying they were talking again about.
The movie is. Hold on. The movie is The Day After Tomorrow, Scooby said.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
I didn't see that one. Trying to go to Mexico.
We had to get out of here because someone was destroying us.
You would think that's truly La La Land because we would never. They wouldn't let us step foot in Mexico.
Go ahead.
They talked again about Pence. My mom said Pence has been talking. He's been talking a little tougher now. Where was he?
Because everybody keeps saying he's soft.
Where was he when he was vice president?
He had a talk. He had a talk with Mother. Mother told him to get stronger.
You know, I get it, Pence. Okay, the question came up: if he runs, who's gonna? What votes is he getting from? Because he got Tim Scott, which is in the same lane as the conservative Christians. He's not gonna get comb overs people, the makeup people. And
I'm looking to see where you look.
He's still on the same thing. So go ahead and play. Okay. I want to hear them say.
Mike Pence both have made big announcements.
So you can look.
Two candidates, two approaches, very different. Let's show you a clip.
Our country's in a lot of trouble. President Joe Biden and the radical left have weakened America at home and abroad. Our party and our country need a leader that'll appeal, as Lincoln said, to the better angels of our nature. Today, before God and my family, I'm announcing I'm running for President of the United States.
Beware of the leader in this country who you have handed leadership to, who has never made a mistake, who when something goes wrong, it's always someone else's fault, and who has never lost. I intend to seek the Republican nomination for President of the United States in 2024, and I want your support.
Also,
the ladies, of course, this is Republicans, so you know the ladies that are Democratic view.
They all Democrat.
Except for they're not all Democratic. Sarah's not Democratic.
Sarah's not.
She's independent. And then Alyssa was by herself. Okay. Usually it's her and Anna.
Okay.
And they're basically the Republicans that are not going to be supporting Trump. Because Trump has done some crazy things. And there are other candidates that are conservative. They got good views on foreign policies, on all kinds of stuff. Why would you have to go to Trump? Hopefully he doesn't become the primary winner. But the back and forth started with Joy's question about Pence. Who's going to vote for him? Alyssa cleaned it up as much as she could because she worked for the White House at the time, and Pence was really the man that she kind of helped support. What has he done? She said, actually, the booster that we all had to take, and even the ladies at this view, is partly because of Pence.
Well, some people
blame
hear,
Mike Pence, but you don't hear them. You don't hear him toot his horn about it. Whatever. He actually took one live on TV. So they were really dogging him out. Alyssa wasn't taken up for him, but she was just saying, she was answering the question.
Right.
So, and then she moved on to Christie. She gave her reason, her ideal of, and pretty much Christie has said it. How clear can you make it be that I'm running just to ruffle some feathers,
to get under comb over skin,
because nobody else is probably going to challenge him. I can challenge him, and
DeSantis will, but that's it.
We'll see, because he's a punk too. He don't say.
I got news on him, but go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm saying I'll finish up. But it got ugly because Sonny made it personal with the attack on Alyssa.
I don't know.
Now we all may not agree with each other. Republican views, Democratic, Independent. Sarah's usually always hit it on the head with how I feel. Right. And she look at both and go, okay. But when you start, this show is about the view.
Everybody has their own view.
And respect the other person's view if it's not the same.
Right.
I think Sonny's having a real clear problem doing that. Alyssa had to kind of really? She made a comment about her pretty much not being honest with the whole Christie thing. And Alyssa was like, really? I'm just telling you what he has said.
Yeah. When she was friends with Cornel West, and we said Cornel West is only getting in there just to ruffle some feathers.
So
what's the difference between the two?
Alyssa said that. Sonny didn't say nothing.
Of course she's not gonna say nothing with her bone head.
But I got a little heated looking at her because a lot of comments that was coming down after that. Some people say, I like Sonny, whatever, but she was wrong today. She was a bully today. How dare she push Alyssa and not give Alyssa a chance to...
Remember I said that Sonny has to take on that spot because McCain left.
what's her name? McCain.
I don't even remember his daughter. She left, and she used to ruffle Megan. She used to ruffle the feathers. So they need somebody on, but they need somebody on there to do that for ratings. So Sonny changed when Megan left, if you noticed that.
Yeah, she did.
So now they say, okay, well, you got to be the antagonizer, Sonny.
Yeah.
So she said, okay. So now she's the antagonizer, and that's how she gets paid. Mm-hmm. So she gonna continue to do it until the
people were saying that even if she does that, don't go personal at them. Don't call. It's almost like when you say people are morons.
Right.
Don't do that.
But they trying to get. I'm telling you,
you moron. Why you say you?
She is having producers tell her to beef it up because their ratings is probably slipping, and they need that. Well. Some people live to see people argue and do that,
and throw dirt,
and so she probably said, "I'll sign on to be the one to do it."
Well, I'm glad Alyssa's kind of stepping up and trying to. She said she even made comments about Sonny. Sonny's always going at me about certain things, but this is a personal attack for some reason.
Right?
Isn't this a legacy that Barbara Walters has left for all of us to be?
Oh, she
open?
Said that.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
And what Sonny said?
She kept talking with her little comment.
Nah.
And the thing that got me
Whoopi
upset,
should have jumped in.
People applauded her for breaking it up, but she didn't do it soon enough.
Okay.
So
she the commentary. She's supposed to jump in and say, "All right, ladies, let's keep it clean."
Thank you. But for the very reason you just said, Cornell is running the same reasons like Fred Flintstone.
That's the only reason.
Chris Christie, same reason.
And Trump, somebody said, well, I'll give my background news. Mm-hmm. Somebody did confirm. Trump said he's not doing any debates. I told you he's not.
Yeah, he said he wasn't.
So Chris Christie is not going to have a chance to get on stage and go after him.
No.
He is ahead. Why would I get on stage? And did you know Chris Christie is the one who taught Trump how to debate?
Yep.
So why would I get on stage with somebody who taught me how to debate when I was running? He knows all the tricks, all the things to do. So he's going to end up coming after me.
If you got over 50% of people already liking you, there's no reason to be on a stage where they're all going to come and you'll be the villain.
But I will tell you this, again. As much as we don't like Trump, I love his antics when it comes to, as long as he's not the president. I don't mind him entertaining me. I like the entertainment. I just don't want him to be my president. I like him as entertainer Trump.
But he wants to be in that position.
Yeah, I don't want that.
He likes power.
I don't like that. I want him. I like him running. I like the jokes. I like all of that. But I don't want him to win.
Yeah.
But you know how he's getting at Christie?
Fat.
Call him fat.
He showed some picture of him at the buffet.
No, he put a fake buffet in front of him at the town hall meeting. Only thing that could get Christie's attention.
Yeah.
And then he's fat. Yeah. But he'll say, when somebody say, well, you fat, he's bigger than me. That's him. You gotta give the man got tackled.
I know, and people love watching that. It's this reality show.
What do you, Chris Christie will get up there and say, you signed this, or you didn't do that, or you gave your word on this. Yeah, well, you're fatso. Get it on the fatso over there.
He'll be talking dirt.
And then the audience will laugh, and they won't even care that he brought up that you didn't sign
That's why
this.
People want him to debate. They want him to. We're gonna be probably name calling in his own little interviews and stuff, but he is not getting on that stage.
He says, "Why should he?" Also, you might want to hear this. Another little tidbit. Apparently, you know how people have gossip. Well, we know Trump is getting ready. He's getting ready to get indicted.
Right.
Okay, we know that. Everybody and their mama didn't been called this week to the Department of Justice, so they know it's coming. So he's upset about that. Okay, which takes us. You done with this story?
Yep.
Which takes us to the next story. Donald Trump.
Okay.
So he's upset, and he's been posting on his Truth Social all day. He's upset. They're not coming after me. They're coming after you. I'm just standing in their way. That was his first one. Okay. He's been posting all day, putting this wolf up and everything. He says, people kept asking him, did they tell you that they're going to come get you? Did they tell you they're going to come get you? No one has told me I'm being indicted, and I shouldn't be because I've done nothing wrong. But I have assumed for years that I am a target of the weaponized Department of Justice, and FBI. Now all of a sudden the FBI is bad.
I know.
Now all of a sudden the Department of Justice is bad.
Everyone's
Before it was
you.
we supposed to support the police and the FBI and the law enforcement, and now they're against us. But nobody listened to black people when they say they got files on Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and everybody. Well, we was just being black people that's complaining. Yes. But now since they got files on him, for years he's been targeted by the FBI and the Department of Justice. He said, starting with Russia, a hoax. No collision from the Mueller report. Impeachment hoax. He's all caps, scams and witch hunts. A travesty of justice and election interference at a level never seen before. Republicans in Congress must make this their number one issue. Him being attacked is the number one issue in the United States of America.
Yes, that's above everything.
Not public safety, not homelessness, not jobs, not migrants, not that. Number one issue is Donald Trump is being attacked by the Department of Justice.
That trumps every news in the whole country.
Yeah. He says, wow, this is turning out to be the greatest and most vicious instance of election interference. He's like posting every hour. This is the time when he was mad at Hillary, and he'd be posting at 2:00 and 3:00 in the morning. Like he's probably sitting on the toilet with his phone and posting. Remember, I'm leading DeSanctimonious, big in the polls. He's even leading DeSantis in Florida, his own state. Trump is beating DeSantis.
His own state ain't even voting for him.
They're not even voting for him. More importantly, I'm leading Biden, and he's absolutely correct by a lot. Also, perhaps the most importantly, they are launching all this fake investigation right smack in the middle of my campaign. He's yelling. This all caps. Something which is unheard of and not supposed to happen. He's absolutely correct. As much as I don't like him, he is absolutely correct. They feel the only way to get rid of him is to lock him up.
And that's
and
not
hopefully
stop either.
That will diminish some of the vote. Because when we read yesterday, 60% of some people said if he's locked up, they're not voting for him.
Yeah.
So they are hoping Biden,
to shut down some votes,
Republicans, all of them, lock this man up. That's the only way we can beat him. Well, they're going to get their wish because he will be arrested, I believe, this week, either this week or next week. And it is not New York City. It is the Department of Justice and the FBI, who never, ever, rarely lose a case.
Okay.
So when they lock you up, it's over. That means they got enough evidence to do something to put a felony on you.
Wow.
So, we've never had a president of the United States in the history of this country who has ever had a felony and been locked up.
You know what? He's always been the first of a lot of things since he's been even stepped up to even do commander-in-chief the 4 years.
Yep.
We've never had a president who didn't show his taxes.
Yep.
We've never had a president who took files home and don't believe he needs
so
to bring
if
them back.
Anything, if he doesn't, even if he doesn't win, he is showing there's a lot of holes in our systems.
Yeah.
And a lot of things he's the guy that comes into the house and dirties it up, and you find out, well, gosh, I thought we had that covered. I guess I didn't.
There was, a hole is there, a crack is there. I didn't even know. How did that get in?
Because he exposed it.
See? If anything, and you know what? This may sound what's the word when I'm controversial, I guess. Things don't happen in this earth unless it's a reason.
There's a reason.
We may not understand, and a lot of times it's even because of our involvement or lack of involvement or lack of knowledge or whatever. I believe when God is allowing something, somebody somewhere has to you gotta what's the word I'm thinking of? Look at it, observe it, and say, what is the lesson here, God? Because this is happening. This is our leadership. This is our country. This is A lot of things we put in place that we thought was okay. It's just the people who are calling themselves Christians, pray. I told you, if my people who are called by my name would humble themselves, seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways. God, are we not being obedient in some ways? What is going on?
Well,
speak, Lord.
Well, Lord speak, but he's speaking right now in bold letters. He says,
"Let him speak."
How can the Department of Justice possibly charge me? I did nothing wrong when no other president, now he had to drag everybody else in, were charged. When Joe Biden won't be charged for anything, including the fact that he has 1,850 boxes, much of it classified, and some dating back to his Senate days. Also, President Clinton had documents and won in court. Oh, crooked Hillary. He always bringing Hillary in. Always. She wasn't even a president. Crooked Hillary. Deleted. Now this, he's right. 33,000 emails. Yeah. She deleted. They said, girl, they coming to get you. And Hillary said, delete it. Delete all of it before they come here.
They're all gone now.
Many classified and wasn't even close to being charged. Only Trump, the greatest witch hunt of all time, he's yelling.
Of all time.
But I got some other news. This might interest you, Ma. Yeah. Guess who else might be getting locked up?
A politician?
DeSantis.
Why, Kim?
The two top candidates for the Republican Party might be indicted and locked up for felony charges.
What the heck? What did he do?
Remember when DeSantis... No, he did this. Ooh. Remember when DeSantis put those migrant workers on that plane and sent them to Martha's Vineyard?
Yeah.
Apparently, that is against the law. And there has been a sheriff.
Governor. He should know that.
There has been a sheriff in a state, I believe in Florida, one of y'all look it up, who has gone to the judge. It's a Latino sheriff. He has a Latino name. And asked for the DA to do criminal charges against DeSantis because those people were lied to. They were told, remember we said, come on over here. We got jobs over here.
Prove that they were lied to.
Got to prove that you were lied to.
Yeah, that's why I said allegedly.
Well, if the whole plane says it, if everybody that got on the plane says, yes, that's what was told to us. There was going to be jobs and our family was going to be over there and everybody. And when we got there, there was nothing.
So what's the crime? Lying or
guess what the crime is?
What would the crime be?
Kidnapping. You can't put somebody on a plane and ship them somewhere
under false
that's kidnapping.
Oh my God. Even though you're not keeping them.
So we don't know.
Somewhere else. Though.
This is all allegedly. But can you imagine?
He's a lawyer. Why would he not know
But if he's a lawyer, he's smart and he made it where it don't come back to him. It gotta be, if I was him, I have 20 layers before you even get to me. I didn't tell her to tell them that. I didn't tell that person to tell them to get on that plane. I didn't tell them that. I would throw everybody. It'd be like 20 layers before you come to me. I'd be like a crime boss. Like the ones that sent all the street people to sell the drugs.
Never hear the crime boss admit anything.
Never. You would have to get me on tape. This is him. He's a lawyer. You're right. Do you have me on tape or on paper saying get a plane and put them on the plane and send them to Martha's Vineyard?
He's a trickster. He'll get out of that one.
But put it this way: if he don't go, it's gonna be a lot of people. It's gonna be a shaking up in DeSantis's thing,
and because of him, people go, "Ooh, you dirty. You got some dirt on you."
That's why I'm not a Republican or Democrat. Yeah. How can you be part of a party?
Got dirty politicians on both sides. How can you be
part of a party where the two top people in your party running for president of the United States both can have felonies? Does that even make sense?
No, it doesn't. And how many more that's running? Because the View was talking about Chris Christie. He was messy.
He was
in New Jersey.
Well, Trump keeps throwing his record out.
My God.
You was kicked out of here. Nobody wanted you here. You did illegal stuff here.
Shut this down. You had the beach
closed.
He
did illegal stuff.
Beach closed and his family on the beach.
Yeah. The whole beach. I remember that.
Yes.
He closed the whole beach. And
Jersey.
His fat himself and his family was the only ones on the beach.
On the beach.
And he didn't think somebody with a drone or something wasn't going to take a picture of that.
Dude.
Does Chris Christie think we don't remember him?
Thank you. I think he thinks that he's all forgiven.
No, big boy, you're not. And Trump is going to make sure everybody remembers it.
Oh, big boy.
And Trump is, wait till he get a hold of this.
Papa.
Because we're on Truth, as our joke page is on Truth.
Okay.
Wait till he get a load of this sanctimonious.
Okay.
He gonna be posting that all the time. When he gonna come lock him up?
Come join me. Hey, you. Wow.
Scooby-Doo says he needs to be locked up.
Wow.
Scooby-Doo says you can delete stuff, but they can be recovered. Yeah.
Yeah, they can find the trick. They can.
Well, that's what he's saying, Scooby.
Yeah.
Even though Hillary deleted it, if they really wanted to find those emails, they could have. They don't want to lock her up.
And then they
want to lock him up.
And to be honest, they probably reviewed it and it wasn't any threat.
No, it probably was, but they don't want to lock her up.
I don't think there was a threat.
I think they want him.
Because she wasn't the president. So she wouldn't have gotten very, very confidential information like he did with the Iran thing.
Let me tell you something. I don't have no problems with Clinton. It was great under Clinton. But if you don't think Clinton is gangster and Hillary.
I believe it.
They had stuff on everybody. And they probably got stuff on people in the FBI and the DOJ. That's why they say nothing.
People don't trust our politicians.
Thank you.
They just don't.
Arrow Hauser says, I was most favored by God. What? Demons appeared. I don't know what he's saying. Oh, I think he's a demon or something. Amon is he's talking about the demon, and he's saying that the devil is giving him power. So you can go ahead and pray for this guy right here. This is called Arrow.
Is he giving maybe a DeSantis or who we're talking about?
No, he's saying he is. He's saying
remember our story, whoever you are?
Just pray for this person.
No, I'm saying, remember our story about the one actor who was calling on Satan?
Right.
For some insight on being an evil character.
Yeah.
And how it haunted him and wished he never did that.
Yeah.
You're not going to always have a good ending when you're dealing with Satan.
And I also...
Just know he has an ending too.
And I also say... we pray for this person. We're gonna plead the blood of Jesus over this person. And we always said anybody that come in and act stupid, we're gonna plead the blood of Jesus over them. We're gonna pray that God will set them free from the devil. And we were also gonna say, Lord, cover their family with the blood of Jesus and give them wisdom to know how to minister to this person, because it's somebody in their family that's saved. So that tells me, and that's why I told the devil,
speak life.
You may not want to send people to this channel because now you on the prayer list.
Thank you. We
so every prayer list that we used to be on, all you doing is bringing more people to the kingdom of God.
It don't faze me. That's why I'm saying some people gonna pop up and make comments.
But Scooby-Doo says you can delete stuff, but they can be recovered.
They can. That's why I was thinking when she deleted her emails, that's still there. That's still in the cloud.
But they don't want her. They want him.
Okay.
Now, speaking of Biden, people say, oh, you don't never say nothing nice about Biden. Well, we got something nice about Biden.
Did we not say nothing nice about Biden?
It ain't nothing about him really too good to say.
But I talk nice about him. I was mad I get mad when people talk about his
I'm talking about any bills that he's done, not just him.
Oh, things that he's passed?
Yeah, you need to say something nice about what he's done.
Oh, right.
Biden announces, well, I'll give you something, because we ain't said nothing about him that he's done. Biden announces his initial $115 million investment in Jackson, Mississippi water infrastructure. Remember when Jackson, Mississippi had that water? Became contaminated.
I remember
more than 100.
The Michigan one. I didn't remember them.
Yeah, that was it was big.
Okay.
More than $100 million in funding has been distributed for repairs to Jackson, Mississippi's water system. President Joe Biden announced Tuesday the first more than $500 million appropriated by Congress. So he probably had that part of the debt ceiling. For years, the people of Jackson, Mississippi, because remember they had to close the college down. You probably don't remember all that.
I do now. It's
okay.
To me.
Deion Sanders, he had took his football team and all of that.
Yep.
For years, the people of Jackson, Mississippi have suffered the consequences of an aging water infrastructure. Biden wrote in a statement, last summer, the city's water system reached a crisis point when a major flood aggravated the long-standing problems in the system and left tens of thousands of people without any running water for days on end. Long before then, families in Jackson lived under the constant threat of the boil water orders. Biden wrote the $115 million investment in Jackson water infrastructure would come from funding provided by the 2022 sweeping omnibus spending bill. The bill includes a total of $600 million for the city's water system, which suffered a catastrophe breakdown last year. The president said that his administration had made a lot of progress, but there is much more work to do to ensure that all Americans have access to clean water. Do you remember a while ago I spoke about how many people have indoor plumbing, the percentage and all of that? It's a large number of Americans who don't even have indoor plumbing and good quality water in this country.
They have outhouses still?
They have outhouses and they don't have running water in their houses.
We're like a third world country.
And it's a high number. It's higher than you think. It's in a lot of these small rural areas and stuff. And so that's what the infrastructure. We just talked about the first story about New York City and Canada with the fires and stuff. Mm-hmm. Our infrastructure needs to be strengthened. Mm-hmm. If one little catastrophe comes, it'll wipe out our whole system. So all of that, every time they talk about building our infrastructure, that gets praise from me.
That's what I keep going back to. We depend on our government to do a lot of things, and we owe so much as a government. Different states have different concerns as well. When we have major catastrophes, like the Katrina incident, things like that, my hope and prayer is that the churches, which we're calling on now for crime and do things in the community with homeless and all of that, even the mega ministries will pull together the finances, the money that they have in those churches, because they're not being taxed.
Right.
They got their own, what is it? The tax write-offs that what do you call them?
They don't
have to exempt.
Yeah.
So they have the money, especially like the Joel Osteen mega ministries and the T.D. Jakes ministries in the various areas who have probably problems with their water.
Right.
The church should be a part of that.
Well, I told you
and
that.
not depend on a government all the time.
Yeah.
Which we owe money, still paying Ukraine.
Right. Well, I told you that the new Chicago mayor, he made a comment about the migrant situation because Chicago's a sanctuary city. Yeah. And he said he wanted the churches to take care of the homeless people, and then I guess the city could take care of all the migrants. But you can't do both.
You're right.
And so he said there should be no church. There should be what I said. There shouldn't be any homeless people in your area if you are a church.
Father Flager says that.
There shouldn't be anybody.
Saint Sabina. Your church in the communities, you should not see nobody laying on the ground in the corner when your church is 2
and I got to step over you to go to church.
Thank you. And
that makes sense?
And your red bottom heels and your hat and your first lady outfit. No. Get those areas where your church is located.
And then they should figure out whatever the radius block of their church.
Yes.
And say, we're going to take care of this radius block. Seniors, there should be no seniors that need food, that can't get out, sick and shut in.
Thank you.
You know what? You might need to become like Jehovah's Witnesses.
Go to door. What's going on? You okay?
And they'll mark you.
Got running water in your house.
Mark you. The difference between us and the Jehovah's Witnesses is they'll mark you. When they'll come and knock on the door, and if you say don't come by here no more, then you won't. The Jehovah's Witnesses still come. You got to hide and everything.
I know.
But the churches can do that.
Yes.
Hey, we're from Saint Blank Blank down the street, or a Missionary Baptist Church down the street.
Yes.
We are within a whatever mile radius. We knocking on doors. We're not here to try to sell Christ to you. If you want us to preach to you and pray for you, we will. But what we are here to do is find out if everything is there a senior in here? Do y'all have things? Are we good here? You have anybody that needs any prayer or any mental health issues that we may counseling?
And we're part of an organization that connects with other organizations and ministries in the area.
Yeah.
Not just Christians.
Everybody.
Muslims.
Everybody.
Jewish faith.
Everybody.
Every person of faith.
Yes.
In that community.
Come together.
To help people.
We
on
also
the streets.
understand that there's a lot of gang violence here. What we gonna do about that?
Thank you.
Do you have someone is there a young kid or a person in your house that you are like, girl, I've been trying to get him out this gang,
he won't
whatever.
listen.
So we know we're gonna pray for that. We're gonna get that done.
They
need mentors. They
that
need
was
men.
The
they
purpose
need
of
that
the
in that life.
When Jesus came on this earth over 2,000 years ago, he made things happen. And he was only here for a certain time frame. But he and his little disciple brothers following.
Right.
Healing what you need. He
Yep.
touch you. You can't see no more.
Yeah.
Hey, go on, be free. He made change. He spoke to the people. They hungry.
Yeah.
They hungry, master.
Jesus
He made things happen.
Jesus took care of the need
Yes.
first. Before he preached, he took care of the need.
Mhm.
People was hungry.
They was hungry.
I'm sitting there listening. I'm not listening to what you got to say.
My head hurt. I got a hunger.
All right,
headache.
go ahead, take that fish and
Go
take that bread and that wine.
We only got 2 fish
that
and
water.
5 those bread.
And turn that stuff and let's have a party up in here. Now y'all ready to listen? Yes.
And they full and they like, okay. So what now about that parable?
Right.
Because they was all like this, probably listening to him.
Yes. And I heard somebody say on YouTube, I was watching this man's thing. Remember we talked about the mega and all these people are modern day Sadducees and Pharisees.
Yes.
They know the letter of the law.
Mm-hmm.
They know the book.
Mm-hmm.
They know the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to quote scriptures and say, God don't want nobody being transgender or gay or all this.
Yeah.
He wants you to follow the word of God.
Yes.
That's the Sadducees and the Pharisees.
Okay.
But they didn't know to have love.
Thank
and the
you.
Bible says if you have love, you have nothing.
Nothing.
So you're preaching fire and brimstone
Oh, God.
and no love.
Without love. Because love covers. Love goes a long way. A person will listen to you.
Thank you.
If you love on them.
Thank you.
They'll go, oh, she really loves me. Let me
She may
listen to
not agree with my lifestyle, but I know she loves
Yes,
me.
and you'll sit and listen and you'll
And
go,
she's
okay.
talking to me because she loves me.
Yes.
Not yelling at me or doing this and this. She's preaching God's love to me.
Yes.
But
yes.
people will say, oh no, God is a God of brimstone and the Jesus don't like sin. And I love how this one man said, if he was alive today, they would crucify him again.
All over.
Because he would be in the street. He would be with the homeless. He would be with the drug dealers and all of them outside with the prostitutes talking.
Ministering to them.
Who is that man over there talking to them prostitutes saying
And
over
they'll
there?
still criticize him.
And he won't look the way you want him to look. He's not going to have on a suit. He'll probably have dreadlocks or he won't look the way you think he's going to look.
Thank you. So,
And you'll be talking about him just like y'all talk about people today.
I think we get
modern day Pharisees and Sadducees.
even to 2023. But one thing I want to say before you move on to the next story is when God, those of us who know that scripture, John 3:16, God so loved, we quick to think the hate part of it. He hates
Thank
this,
you.
he hates this. But think about it. The foundation is love.
Love.
He don't like sin.
Right.
He's never like, I love
Right.
sin and I love the
Now-
sinner. He said, I love the sinner.
We said out loud. See, that's why they say you don't say out loud because the devil hear when you talk.
Okay.
He don't know your thoughts, but he know when you talk.
Mm-hmm.
I said out loud that I was going to talk about how mega people are the modern day Sadducees and the Pharisees, and for you to have love, and that's how God comes. The only time we have ever had somebody come in our room today and say that they Satan.
So the enemy already trying to
He
throw-
already was trying to throw us off by coming in the room talking about he the devil, thinking we was going to spend the whole show on that person coming in.
or be fearful.
Or be fearful. But you see that?
Oh, I
The
see.
minute I said we was going to talk about God's love, the Pharisees and the Sadducees,
Mhm.
then we had somebody come in and they
Mhm.
want to talk about how they the devil and they from
'Cause
Satan's
I'm trying to
child.
figure out what
We
is-
ain't never had that before. Y'all, Scooby, Emerald, all of y'all, have we ever had anybody come in our room and talk about how they the devil?
No.
But the minute we say what we going to talk about today,
Yes.
all of a sudden the devil show up.
We put him on notice that we are not afraid, and we will definitely be a light and show and speak love.
Thank you.
Okay.
And greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world.
Thank you.
And this show belongs to God, not YouTube, not the world, not anybody else. If he say it's gonna be 1 million followers and people on, it's gonna be 1 million. If he say I'm gonna keep it to y'all nice core group at 5, it's gonna be 5.
And y'all gonna encourage one another and speak love to one another and just keep it moving.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
We ain't never had that.
That's true. Out of the years we've already, the time frame we've been on.
Emerald says you are allowed to believe what you want, but maybe you should share your views with like-minded people. We are not those people. I agree.
Thank you.
True says, good idea. That would be nice if the churches were able to organize something like that.
Yes.
And then Emerald says, no, sister, never. We ain't never had nobody come on and do that. But because the devil knew we was going to talk about the churches today and about what they need to do and about God's love, he decided to show up in our room. But what happened was we ended up praying for the person, pleading the blood of Jesus over them that they get saved. Well, so keep sending them because we're going to keep on praying that God delivers.
See, that's the funny thing about it, because you got to remind the enemy how even when you had your situation in college.
Thank you.
How did you respond when he was manifesting in one of the girls?
I got angry.
You got angry and wanted.
You always think you're gonna be afraid. You always, because in my regular carnal flesh mind, I'm always thinking, oh, I'm gonna be afraid if I see something like that, or But when I saw something that I wasn't supposed to, I wasn't afraid. I was angry.
Yes.
How dare you show up? I felt like. That's a slap in my face. Like that's how those people, men tried to pray and the devil ripped their clothes off and they was running down the street. It's like for him to show up, it's almost like he's saying, you ain't nothing. I ain't even thinking
Paul,
about you.
I know.
Yeah.
Jesus, I know. Paul, I know.
You?
I don't know you.
Thank you. I felt he was you. I don't like that.
You disrespecting the Jesus that's in me.
You respecting me and I'm his child.
Thank you.
That's how I felt.
Get out.
I felt like you was disrespecting me.
I love it.
Just like this person came in this room. You send them, we're going to pray for them. We're going to ask God to cover them with the blood of Jesus and get them set free.
Yes.
So you a fool if you keep sending somebody in our room to say they the devil. Because all you doing is letting we need to pray. Oh, okay.
We will pray
all right. Play blood of Jesus.
And take a moment, even like you're saying, maybe at that moment, call out their little name that they have.
And gonna make it more of a gospel show. So now you want more word. Is that what you're saying, the devil? You want us to talk more about God?
And who he is, because you tremble.
And that's why God allows
stuff.
At him. God didn't have to allow that. See, God does that. He probably said, I want y'all to talk about that stuff too, but I want y'all to also talk about this.
Yes.
More of this too.
Thank you.
So thank you, God, for allowing that to happen. Because God know I get mad. Okay. I'm the worst person for you to do that to.
Oh, you like Peter. Right.
I'm like Peter.
My sister's like Peter. We would talk about what character, what disciples, apostles now are closer to our character. She's a Peter. I got you. Cut that ear off.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. You're making me mad.
Okay.
And you can take me down. It's going to be 100 million people after me. And they're going to be mad you took me down. How dare you attack him? I love him.
True. I'll be John.
I know.
I'll be like,
all right.
Oh, Lord,
that just made me mad. Lord. You don't never had nobody come up in our room talking about he the devil.
I know.
But the minute we say we're going to talk about what the church is
you said that was going to happen, so it's not surprising that he will come back at.
But I'm just saying, we said it out loud. See, I shouldn't have said it out loud. I should have just sprung it on everybody at the last minute.
Hey, whatever.
But when I said it.
Okay.
All right. So let's go into Elon Musk.
What is he doing? Now, he said that this was going to happen.
Elon Musk is no longer the CEO of Twitter.
Right.
He told y'all he was stepping
down. A lady, I thought, is taking
Yes.
over, right?
Elon Musk announced last month he found a replacement for Twitter. Linda Yaccarino or something, a former NBCU ad sales chief, said she started her job this Monday. She began 2 weeks ahead of schedule, with Twitter's ad business currently struggling.
I surely hope he allows her to do her job too.
Elon Musk is no longer the CEO of Twitter. Linda Yaccarino started Monday around 8 p.m. The former NBCU ad sales chief tweeted, "It happened my first day in the books." So she's now the CEO.
And I hope you don't micromanage manager, or I hope he just lets her do her job.
She was supposed to start June 22nd, but she started May 11th. But the information first reported that she would instead take the reins more than 2 weeks ahead of schedule.
Okay.
Oh, then they changed it to May 11th, and then now the Monday. Okay. My role would transition, this is him, to being executive chair and CTO, overseeing the product, the software, Musk said. So he pretty much just made her over the ads. That's all. Because the ad people are running from Scott. They getting out of there. They don't want to be on Twitter. So he needs somebody that's going to bring them back.
Okay.
He's been in the role.
And just kind of keep that relationship going.
He bought Twitter for $44 billion last October. According to one stakeholder, Fidelity, the company, is now worth 1/3 of that. He lost money. He's just like Kanye. Yeah. Who can lose billions of dollars? The difference between him, though, he can lose $44 billion. Kanye can't lose $1 billion.
A dent in his pocket.
That is nothing. Because he going to get that on interest alone, all his other $1 billion.
Wow.
So there you go.
Okay.
He said jokingly in April, he was instead joking that his dog was now the boss. He was being funny, said he made his dog the boss.
He would do something crazy like this.
Yaccarino assumes the tough task of making Twitter profitable and revitalizing its advertising business.
Okay.
So that's what she gonna focus on.
Got it.
We'll see what she do. All right. What time is
this
it?
guy?
What time
well,
is
my
it?
thing says 55.
Okay. All right. So we got time to. Well, not really. Let's go. I'll mention it because I don't want to go back to this story. CNN chairman and CEO Chris, is that Licht? Licht is out after a brief and tumultuous tenure. You watch CNN all the time. Their head guy is gone. Chris, the embattled chief executive and chairman of CNN, whose brief one-year tenure at the network was stained by a series of severe mishaps, departed the company on Wednesday.
He's not that
Chris.
old. L-I-G, what is it? T?
Licht.
Licht, his last name. He's the CEO of CNN.
He had a tumultuous year for CNN. Marked layoffs, all the people they didn't let go this year. Shrinking profits, historically low ratings, the firing of 2 anchors, and rock bottom employee moral. And then the whole thing with Trump. The town hall.
I thought that was to bring in people to watch.
People hated that Trump was on CNN, remember?
Wow.
Because the audience, they just allowed the mega people to clap.
It would have been different
with
the different audience response.
You pretty much gave him a show. Yeah. That's what you gave him. Yep. The chaos that defined the last year also followed several other gut punches to the organization, including the ouster of previous leader Jeff Zucker and shuttering of the streaming service CNN Plus. So he had to lose his job. He's gone.
Okay.
So I'm sure they're gonna have a new CEO.
Yeah. Wow.
He apologized to his staffers and vowed to fight like hell to win over the trust of the employees.
Wow. I remember at my old company when they let our president go.
That's when he first came in. Yeah. So there you go. He's gone. He had a tumultuous year.
And they do look at, I think that's in every leadership, in every group, even in sports. Managers, people that are over these teams, over these companies, they look at how if success is going the right way for them. If not, they'll get rid of them because they're not doing the company any good.
Yep.
So, okay. Goodbye, sir.
So, see you later.
He's not that old.
No. Nope.
Okay.
All right, real quick. How long
I'm surprised you brought this up because we don't.
Well, we think about getting a dog. That's why.
No, but we had one.
Oh, we never walked him.
We had a
Rarely.
dog. We had a dog, y'all.
I ain't even said what it is yet.
And we walked him a few times where he got to know the area where we walked him. And when he would get out, he would just walk himself.
So the question is, how long should you be walking your dog based on their breed?
I didn't think that mattered.
It matters to breed.
Because if you're walking at a good pace, and they're just kind of like
no.
Slow.
Good pet owners know that owning a dog is not just about cuddles on the couch and belly rubs. Our fur buddies need lots of care and attention, and mostly all need is physical exercise and mental stimulations on a daily basis. Dogs should be taken out for a walk at least once a day. In order to keep their body and mind healthy, they probably won't let you sleep past 9 in the morning without alerting you that it's time to go out. Mm-hmm. Walking your dog is good for you too. It keeps you in shape,
right,
and helps strengthen your body.
As you can say,
but while it's common knowledge to walk your dog every day, what they're saying is people don't realize different dogs get walked different ways.
What do you mean, though? It's often, or walk them faster?
It depends. Taking your dog on a daily walk keeps them healthy. We know that. Dr. Deal, a small animal internal medicine specialist and senior director of science and communication at Morris Animal Foundation, told Newsweek, this is a Newsweek article, that the length of your dog's walk depends on its age, its breed, as well as environmental conditions. Because you have people out there walking their dog below zero. The dog be like this.
So they had them little boots on. Them little booties.
Is it really hot or cold outside? Is it raining? Is it snowing? Is it sleeting? All these factors need to be considered before you walk your dog.
You don't think people realize that?
No, I see people. Animals? No, we see people walking their dogs, and the dog be shaking.
Not that much though. We don't see that many of that.
Well,
I do see some with the bike, and I'm like, oh, he's going too fast.
Well, I know.
And the dog be like,
it says small. Watch out. Small breed dogs boast less resistance than big dogs. So their walk should be proportioned to their body size.
Like little kids. When you got a little boy holding his hand. Remember when we were little? It felt like the mom would be walking big steps, and we like doing this, trying to keep up with her.
Yeah. It says, Just Answer told Dr. Grant Little, a vegetarian expert for a question and answer platform, Just Answer told Newsweek that what a Labrador Retriever may consider a light jog may turn out to be felt as a full run for a small dog like a Chihuahua. A small dog may get more tired quickly on a long walk, as they are having to keep up with the owner at a faster pace. He suggested about 20 minutes of exercise at a time for small dogs, those under 15 pounds. Dog owners should always contact their local veterinarian whenever they see that the walks are starting to become a problem. Large breeds, 30 to 60 minutes you can walk. So a small breed, 20 minutes.
Girl, all that you saying, it's it ain't that serious. Because we're living in the area where there's older people. One lady was on her crutches, on her
walker.
Her walker. Her dog can only go as far as she lets him at the end of the driveway.
Right.
Does his little thing.
Right. And then he comes back.
And then too.
Well, he's not being walked.
But think about it this way too. Like my friend whose dog is older. When you get older and you've had that dog for a long time, he's getting older. So he doesn't go out as much and walk as much because he's older. Like you, is it okay if I?
Yeah, it's see how I shake.
Oh, okay. Because that thing you used to have over there was shaking.
No, it's the camera.
Oh, okay. But your dogs can age with you and they slow down like you do.
And it says work on training early on. Be ready to identify your dog is no longer able to keep up or they seem to be having pain or mobility issues. Another important factor is the age of the dog, of course. According to a young, healthy dog up to 4 years of age is going to be much more energetic and able to go for a long walk. Of course, when you get older, your bones start hurting and stuff. Yeah. So same thing with a dog. Mm-hmm. You should also take into consideration medical concerns. We know that. Arthritis, hip, torn ligaments, things like that. Mm-hmm. Dogs can also have breathing problems too.
Yeah.
I've noticed people walking them bulldogs, they breathe hard. So you can't walk a bulldog the same way you walk another kind of dog.
When we saw her walking him, it was in the Chicago area.
Right.
She let him walk his pace.
Yes, and she stopped a lot.
Yes.
He was breathing hard. Yeah. Previous heart or lung diseases can also affect your dog.
Okay.
How to help your dog when he has walked too much. According to the doctor, you should never get yourself in a position where you walk your dog far too long or now he's extremely tired. If you're hiking, as a veterinarian, I've seen dogs in clinics who've collapsed. See, that's why I said a lot of people don't know that while exercising, and it can be life-threatening. If your dog is tired, carrying the dog in a backpack or using a stroller.
Right, I've seen that.
Might be necessary.
Yep.
Provide food and water. A lot of people don't bring water when they walk their dogs. and shelter. Something where they can, like you said, a lady was getting under the tree and stuff like that. Allow rest. When you notice they get tired, allow them. Something like they like humans. Like little humans. Like if you was walking a child.
But I wanna think that because everywhere we drive, we're always seeing people walking their dogs. I want to say the people that they probably see the dog collapse, they probably went too far and they're still learning their dog, or they just got them, or they didn't read about them, or whatever, lack of knowledge with the dog. But I want to believe that most people know their animals. Yeah. They know how long to go.
You hope they do.
They know. I'm thinking.
You remember people be tying their dog out and the dog being
the rough riders. Yeah. And especially tying him to a tree and he going in a circle.
No, because I've seen people.
I don't like that.
I've seen people like walking, they run on the bike and they pulling the dog. People don't know that's not,
no, I'm just saying I don't see that often.
Oh, okay.
Most of the time we see people in the neighborhood. Yeah. The dog is walking next to them.
Yeah, that's true.
Or they are a little ahead of them.
Right.
So I'm thinking they know their dog. Yeah. They know how long and
I think your dog should be either next to you or a little bit ahead of you.
Ours was way ahead of us. I think we wasn't legal with our dog.
We let him go on that long. But then when we came near something or whatever, I pulled it in.
We had to pull his neck because he would be like eating something.
Yeah.
But
we didn't walk him right. That's what I'm saying. If we get another dog,
we let him. He would be a mile away. But he lived with that little thing we have.
He lived a long life. He lived a long life. But if we get another dog, we gotta do it right. He need to look like him. He got his little chain on.
He's too in. I don't know what kind of. We can't get no young dog.
No, I'm saying how he got his little chain. He got the little key thing around his neck. Okay. If he get lost, she probably can find him. Okay. Just be nice. Walk. He look happy. Look at him.
Just get a cat like you want. When we ain't even got to worry about walking.
I like cats.
So. We didn't have to walk our cats.
I love cats. Okay. So, True says, I'm surprised he stepped down, but he was right, leaning and wanted to be another Fox News. You talking about, what's his name? Chris, that stepped down from CNN. Mm-hmm. He should have kept his top anchors, added a few right-leaning anchors to bring balance. Yep. I've seen, now she's on the dogs. I've seen plenty of dogs that just stop walking and the owner is just standing there looking silly.
Remember that lady that was in our old neighborhood?
Oh, yeah.
She had a big black dog.
She had a pointer.
And we would go by in this area. He would be laying in the grass and she would just be standing there.
Yeah, standing there.
And I'm like,
she let her dog lead her.
She let her dog lead her. She'd just be standing. She's an older lady. And he would just be laying in the grass, like chilling.
Looking.
I'm like, get up.
She let him do what he wanted.
I know.
And True says, the Frenchies will stop and lay when tired.
Oh, I don't know if I can have a dog like that. Because I can't stand around and wait for you to not be tired no more.
I know.
I'll probably pick you up.
Yeah. All right, y'all. And you always want to know.
Donkey of the day.
Donkey of the day. Do your thing. Charlemagne the God. Make it small. Charlemagne the God gave Donkey of the day. We talked about this story yesterday. You got to come up. The white lady who shot her black neighbor. Remember that? Who came to her door to complain because this lady,
her neighborhood Karen.
Yeah, this is neighborhood Karen. Well, neighborhood Karen was picked up and charged today. The white woman charged with fatally shooting her black neighbor through a door has a history of harassing area children and using racial slurs against them. Neighbors said Wednesday. These are the neighbors who said that. Mm-hmm. Susan Louise Lawrence, 58, was arrested Tuesday on charges of manslaughter with a firearm, culpable negligence, battery, and 2 counts of assault. The Marion County Sheriff's Office said in a statement, manslaughter with a firearm is a felony punishable with up to 30 years in prison.
Wow.
Well, the arrest came a few days after authorities said she should have been arrested the day of. Yeah. But because everybody started protesting. Yeah. See, they always say black people complain and protest. Yeah. If we didn't complain and protest, she'd still be sitting at home. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But because we complained and Ben Crumb came in there.
And that's what we've been saying. Justice for all.
Justice for all.
Black Lives Matter.
The arrest came a few days after authorities said that Lawrence shot A.J. Owens, a 35-year-old mother of 4, through her front door in Ocala, Florida on Friday night. The sheriff's office said that Owens had approached Lorenz's house, knocked on the door multiple times, and demanded that Lorenz come outside to settle the dispute. At least 2 of Owens' children witnessed the shooting, according to the sheriff's office, which was criticized by civil rights attorney Ben Crump and the grieving family over the pace of the investigation. He also said, I'm not going to read it, but the sheriff also said, because people was mad saying, is she going to say stand your law and stand your ground? And he said, no, this is not a stand your ground type of case.
Right.
Shooting somebody through your door is not a stand your ground.
Not a threat to her. If she came in her house, that could be a stand your ground.
Colin, who added, Owens was the first person to warn him about Lorenz when he moved to the neighborhood about 2 years ago. This is a neighbor. And the suspect started recording and screaming all kinds of nonsense towards me and towards the kids, towards everyone else. So Franklin Colin was playing in the field with his son and other children when he said Lorenz stuck her middle finger up at him. So she didn't like him either. And she thought this was her field.
And it wasn't. It'd be different if it was her yard.
Somebody said everybody in the neighborhood has feuded with this lady.
Wow.
Everybody.
They probably glad to see her go.
Phyllis Wills, 33, says, I lived in the neighborhood for about 15 years. She knew Owens and knew Lorenz because she used to come outside all the time and harass our kids. Everybody in this neighborhood has feuded with this lady over their children.
Wow.
And then they said the next day, the day after she shot her, she was on the porch drinking coffee as if nothing happened. You would think you would be in the house with your blinds down in a fatal position in the shower saying, I just murdered somebody.
Right. And people are mad about it. They saying you need to be arrested. You would keep all your curtains closed.
No, she was out on the porch drinking coffee.
1 down and 10 to go.
She did not think she was going to get arrested.
If I can get my hands on those kids drinking her coffee. Yep.
They calling her Mama Karen.
Mama Karen. She neighborhood Karen.
It's neighborhood Karen.
Because there's nobody in the neighborhood, like they said.
It said she was known in the neighborhood as Karen. So they've already been calling her Karen.
They have?
Yes.
Oh.
A sarcastic term for white women who harass people of color and has a reputation for racism.
Yeah. Reputation. That's added on to the explanation of Karen. A reputation.
This world is really, really nasty. Crump, who is representing the Owens family and the slain woman's relatives and loved ones, have said that Lorenz had used racial slurs against Owens' children prior to the fatal encounter. So hopefully she gets the book thrown at her. Somebody else said that they need to add a charge, and Ben Crump is probably going to add it. When she threw that roller skate at the kid, it hit him.
That's an assault.
They said the skate hit him. They said that's child abuse.
Oh, wow. And assault.
They need to add, it need to be more than manslaughter.
See,
so we're going to add on to the 30 years. You in jail for the rest of your life.
See, it's another example of how racial, the racist attitude and the hatred for someone or some people can backfire and hurt you.
Now listen to this. Diaz added, our 12-year-old blames himself for the death of his mother because he couldn't save her. He couldn't give her CPR. His words were, Grandma, I couldn't save her. So she probably was bleeding out and breathing hard. And he probably like, I don't know CPR. I don't know how to save my mom. And they probably felt bad because they went and told their mom that this lady was messing with them. So they got to live with that. We had a hand in our mom getting this lady doing this.
And the fact that they witnessed their mom being gunned down.
Through a door. Which means you didn't even see it coming.
You lost
You're
your mom.
standing there, and the next minute, your mom is laying on the ground, bleeding out.
Because you couldn't help her. You feel bad and they probably even feel bad because we were playing in the field.
If we wouldn't have been playing in the field, and that lady told us to get out, and we would have just went in the house, our mom she would still be alive.
That's sad.
Moselle said the shooting has impacted the neighborhood. Ocala is a city of around 63,000 residents with 60 miles northwest of Orlando. The mood has changed. The vibe has changed. Nothing's really different, but you can feel it. It's eerie now because it's always been quiet, and it's just like something major like that happening. And just like, it's so sad. We're not used to things like this.
And it's bringing light to their spotlight to their neighborhood.
Yes.
Which they never thought would be like this on the news.
Yes. So it looks like our guy is here to put our shutters back.
You see him out there?
Yeah, I looked at somebody coming at our window. Was like, oh Lord Jesus, who's at our window? But they putting our shutters back. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. What you say, Ma? All right. Okay, so that's
the donkey.
That was the donkey of the day.
Okay.
Because you wanted to know who Charlemagne the God.
We talked about it yesterday, but he called her the donkey today.
He called her the donkey of the day. Let's see what everybody else said before we sign off. Colleen Thompson says, it's about time. True says, I hope the Florida justice system does the right thing. So sad those kids had to see their mom like that. Very traumatizing. I agree. Mm-hmm. So we're glad she locked up, y'all. And let's continue, even though they say we complain about everything. Mm-hmm. And this is white people too. It's not a black person thing.
All right.
If I was a white person, I want them locked up. They make everybody look bad.
Anyone that takes the law in their own hands.
If you're a white person, you should want racists and people to do stuff like that locked up. You make me look bad as a white person.
Yeah, because you hopefully you wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I don't want nobody making me look bad.
Call 911. That's what they're for. I know we don't all trust everything that they do, but yet they still do their job, you know, at least, you know, to get them involved.
All right, y'all. So Emerald says, God bless everyone and have a good evening. Everybody pray for that person that popped into the room and said he was the devil.
You may have to scroll up because I don't remember the name.
I deleted it. Anna Heiser or something. You don't need it. Just the person. The person that came in the room and said that they was the devil.
Oh, I
pray that God would deliver them and set them free.
I wanted the name so I can
I deleted them. Okay. But going forward, you'll know who it is. Okay. True says good night.
Good
night. All right, y'all. Don't forget 100 family-friendly jokes on Amazon. Mm-hmm. The link is in the description to get our book. Don't forget to join one of our social networks, clubs. Mm-hmm. We're going to start posting member-only videos.
Yeah.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I used to say share. Now sharing doesn't matter anymore. The computer has changed.
What?
The computer, he goes by likes. He goes by comments.
Oh, they making comments now.
I know. He goes by comments.
Okay.
And he goes by
negative or positive.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like and comment, y'all. Mm-hmm. All right?
Okay.
Always believe. And that was another Was Report. See you later.